Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have here an article from the Insider, August 23rd, 2022. Biden's student loan debt forgiveness would cost $300 billion, report says. And now, just so you know that these guys are liberals, they added into the title this: less than half of the defense budget. So you know what it means? Not a big deal. You paid for the military 740 billion. You can pay 300 billion for the American public. Well, let's go with this thing a little bit here. When you go and get a student loan, you are an adult. When you are an adult, you're supposed to know that actions have consequences. When you go and ask for a loan, it's because you go and you ask. It's not because the bank comes into your house, wakes you up, grabs you by the collar, and forces you to sign on the dotted line. So it's all your decision based on your intelligence and knowledge and desire. If you can't afford a college because of financial means, then don't have a college. If you can, work harder or get a loan that you will calculate, being an adult, to pay it off. This is like, for instance, I go and I say, okay, I want to buy a house. And I know my income, I know my credit score. Then I go over there to the bank. I go to the bank. And the bank tells me, this is how much it's going to cost you. This is how much you're going to pay monthly. This is the premium. This is the interest. And this is going to get you to this point. You're going to pay, let's say, 30 years. In 30 years, a house, let's say, that cost you $100,000 to make it easy, would cost you about $300,000. That's how much you're going to pay in 30 years. Are you willing to do? They disclose everything. And they can give you time to read all the 50 pages they give you with the contract. Or you can hire someone that's going to look into it. But there's no gimmicks. Here in the United States, like it's in Romania, they say something and then they switch papers while you don't look. Okay? They give you that. And if you're an adult, it is your responsibility to know that the decision you're about to make is in your best interest. And if you didn't calculate something right, if you missed something, if you, misinterpret something, it's all your fault. And we make mistakes. I made mistakes. I'm pretty sure you guys made mistakes, because there's no such a, thing as a perfect person who doesn't make mistakes. You make a mistake. The point is change it, improve it. You know what I mean? Make it better. Not a mistake better, but change it into something better. Learn out of it, analyze it, and don't make it again. Now, how do you learn? You learn by being someone teaching you, or by direct experience. That means if I go that way and I fall and I break my leg, next time I'm not going to go that way. If I learned the lesson, if not, I'm going to fall again and again and again. That shows an inability on my part to understand the world. And am I supposed to fall that every time? Yes. Is the society supposed to change the rules only for me because I'm incapable? That's unjust. So some people are better at things, some people are not as good as others at the same thing, and vice versa. I could be a good soccer player, but maybe I'm a poor basketball player. And the person who's very good basketball player could be a poor soccer player. What am I supposed to do? Bend the rules if I play against this guy so he wins too, and vice versa? Bend the rules for me at basketball so I can sometime win? No, nobody's going to do that. That pushes me to improve myself. Otherwise, I will not perform. I will not work to improve. I will not learn, because I will not make mistakes. But what do you do when these guys are making decisions? I buy the house, I make the payments, and after about 3 months I realize I can't make it. I made a mistake. I can't afford. I didn't calculate it's the energy cost, the water cost, the property taxes, the food, the telephone, the cable, the whatever else I have. All these things will add to the mortgage. And if I didn't calculate that and I didn't put it in my income, that's my mistake. It's not the bank's mistake that I live a certain kind of life. So I have to cut driving a car. I have to cut driving that much. I have to cut into drinking wine every night. I have to cut out of having this phone or this line or unlimited minutes or unlimited that. I have to cut the cable. I have to cut all. I can't smoke. I can't, not that I do, but just saying, I can't buy these shirts anymore. So I have to cut. But if I'm not willing to cut of my lifestyle, then somewhere I have to lose something. And I'm going to lose my house. In this case, I'm going to lose the loan. I can't pay the loan because I will not sacrifice anything, or I will not be able to sacrifice things from my own lifestyle in order to pay the loan. And the loan is going to grow. And then I say, I'm in debt. They caught me. No, you caught yourself. You caught yourself. It's all your responsibility, yours. I went through college here. I worked. I paid everything I got. And it was hard. It was hard. Nobody gave me anything about it. I just worked. So put it aside. It was my decision as it was yours. If you realized you couldn't do it, what are you going to do now? Because right now it's too big and you can't pay it. And why should you? Because there's saying that there will be Robin Hood coming, taking from people who pay their loans, who are going to pay your loan. Because it's not a forgiveness. This is the same thing with a free medical system or free education. Nothing is free. They call it free. Someone picks up the tab. Who's that? The same here. It's going to debt forgiveness. This is how it's going to be. The banks will get the money right now. So it's about the banks, not about you or the institutions that lended you the money. They will get the money. Let's say Biden tomorrow says, you know what, forgiveness. The banks will get the money from the federal government, and the federal government gets its money from where? From the taxes from the population. So the population will pay for your mistake. The bank will get the money. So you will have your diploma. They will not take your diploma back like they should take your house back. Bad investment, and you couldn't pay it off, they take your house. Or if you couldn't pay for your car, they take your car. They don't take your diploma though, so you remain with the diploma. You made a mistake. The banks get their money, and who gets shafted? Everybody else who paid for their diplomas, and people that did not even go to college. They have to pay for your mistake, your miscalculation. Now tell me if that's fair. And if you think it's fair, then why is it not fair to give the same amount extra to the other ones who did what they were supposed to? They were responsible, or they calculated right. Okay, you got $50,000 debt forgiveness. Everybody else who paid for his college, we're going to get $50,000. Like you. That would be fair. The problem is, where do you get the money from? Because you steal with your own hand from your own pocket. You give with this hand to your other hand, and right here. That's what you do. That's what we do. So if you get the $50,000 that goes into a bank, gets the money, so gets surplus, gets like an investment, they got the money, you got, oh my God, I'm done with that. And the other guys, let's say they get the $50,000 because you got saved of $50,000. The banks got his money, and this guy got the money. Where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? It's going to come from your taxes. If you work, they're going to get you more taxes. And okay, let's say you're 60. What about the children? My children, your children. You dropped this loan to everybody else in the future. You know who's the big winner here? The banks. Because they get the money right away. You, temporary relief of a loan, but you're going to pay more taxes for the rest of your how many years you got to live if you work. And for everybody else, And or because they don't have the money, they can't cover it with taxes, they will print more money. That means inflation. Inflation is going to be on you and on me. And why should it be on me? For your loan. Why don't you pay for my house? I made a mistake. Why don't you forgive me? Why don't you pay for my, I don't know, for my car or for whatever loan you can think of? Why not? Because eventually is I made a mistake. Nothing was hidden to you. It's just that you were not prepared for that experience. And it was all your decision. It was a voluntary decision. And you didn't have the capacity at that time, probably for various reasons, to understand, and things happen. You lose your job and you can't pay the loan. Okay, you can find a job the next day. I can give you jobs. There are jobs, you can find jobs. The problem is, really? There? Me? You gotta pay a loan. Lassa, it's okay, the Biden will forgive me. All right? And once it forgave you, what did you learn? That you can make mistakes and there will be no consequences. Is that how you teach a child to live a life? And besides, the consequences will be put on other people's backs that had nothing to do with that bad mistake. I totally disagree with the loan. And remember, there are some people who pay their loans and some people who didn't even take loans. Why should they pay for other people? And you keep your diploma? No, they take your diploma away. They take your diploma away, they pay the banks, and they pay the rest of the people the same amount they helped you. They forgave you. They forgave you $100,000. They are incapable to pay for the services that you received, and now you're using your benefit out of it with your diploma, with your employment. Take that away. Zero. Go back. Banks are dancing with the money coming from the rest of the population, and the rest of the population are going to have higher inflation, higher taxes, but you're going to get the 100,000 each person as you got, and they will do whatever they want, probably buy some Gucci and some who knows what stupidity, and that's it. Or they're going to have a car and going to be a liability. So I disagree with that. Teaches bad life experience. Bad. And not only that, it's not just, and it destroys the country. $300 billion, and they talk about half of the budget. And he says the announcement targeted at borrowers making under $125,000 could come on Wednesday. The Biden administration is reportedly gearing up to cancel $10,000 in student debt for some borrowers. Well, if you just started, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You can say, it's only 10,000. It should be zero, because today is 10,000, and next year is going to be 30,000, and next year is going to be 100,000. That's how it goes. So let's start from the very beginning. Such a behavior should not be acceptable. We're losing. We're losing. So it's more to that in the article, giving you numbers and so on, but I don't even want to go into that, not depth, and depth either. I don't like to go into that, because they try to make your mind somehow that, it's we all benefit. How? The things are very, very clear and very easy to figure out. Person who got a loan, the institution, the people who will pay the loan, and the people who decide. What else did I miss here? I'm talking about important stuff, not necessarily miss the Wednesday appointment. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.